Picture this. You're on an open stretch of road, the sun's setting, and suddenly a machine roars past you that looks less like a car and more like something out of a science fiction movie. Sleek, aggressive, and almost alien in its design. That, my friends, is the McLaren W1. McLaren's latest masterpiece and possibly the most radical hypercar of this decade. But here's the real question. If you had the chance to take just one for a spin, the McLaren W1 or Ferrari's upcoming F80, which one would you choose? Think about it and drop your answer in the comments. The McLaren W1 isn't just another hypercar. For McLaren, this car represents the beginning of a new era. After legendary names like the F1 and the P1, the W1 steps up to carry the torch and redefine what a road-legal performance machine can be. And with only 399 units to ever exist, exclusivity is part of its DNA. In fact, reports already suggest every single unit has been spoken for, meaning the W1 is destined to be a unicorn in the automotive world. Let me ask you this. If money wasn't an issue and you could own one hypercar in the world, would you go for rarity like the W1? Or would you stick to something more traditional, like a Lamborghini Revuelto? Now let's talk about that first impression when you see the car. The design is futuristic elegance at its finest. The McLaren W1 sits low, wide, and sculpted in carbon fiber. Every surface seems as if it has been designed by the wind itself. The proportions scream performance. Wide hips, aggressive curves, razor-sharp lines. And then there are the doors. McLaren's signature anhedral doors, swinging open with dramatic flair, instantly making even stepping into the car feel like a cinematic event. Aerodynamics here aren't just an afterthought. They're the soul of the W1. An active front splitter, underbody tunnels, and that extendable active long-tail rear wing all work in perfect sync. Together, they generate nearly 1,000 kilograms of downforce at speed. Yes, that's the equivalent of a small car pressing the W1 onto the tarmac. Imagine the grip this thing has around corners. Quick quiz for you. Would you prefer your dream hypercar to be all about straight-line speed, or would you value cornering grip and aerodynamics more? The details make it even more special. Ultra-slim LED headlights look futuristic, while the wheels are designed not just for beauty, but also airflow efficiency, with clever vents and channels. Compared to rivals, the W1 feels like a car from the future. Ferrari's F80 will be its closest competitor, but McLaren has gone so far as to claim that the W1 is a full 3 seconds faster than the hardcore Senna around their Nardo test circuit. Think about that for a second, beating a car that was already considered one of the ultimate track weapons. Now let's get to the part that makes your pulse race, the engine and performance. Underneath the sculpted shell lies a hybrid powerhouse. The W1 is built around McLaren's all-new MHP8 twin-turbo V8 engine paired with an advanced electric motor module. Together, they unleash a staggering 1,258 horsepower and nearly 1,340 Nm of torque. For perspective, that's more power than a Bugatti Veyron, but in a much lighter, more track-focused package. Numbers? They're jaw-dropping. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.7 seconds. 0 to 200 in under 6 seconds, and 300 in about 12.7 seconds. The top speed? Electronically capped at 350 km/h, and honestly, it feels like McLaren limited it just to keep things sensible. But we all know this car could probably go faster. Let me throw a thought your way. If you had a car capable of 350 km/h, would you ever dare to push it that far, or would you keep it safe at 200? What's even crazier is that McLaren stuck to rear-wheel drive only. In a world where most hypercars are switching to all-wheel drive for safety and traction, McLaren said no, we want purity. An 8-speed dual-clutch gearbox, combined with fully hydraulic steering, gives the driver raw, unfiltered feedback. Suspension is active and adjusts itself depending on whether you're in sprint, race, or GP mode. In track modes, the car squats down closer to the ground, while aero elements move and reshape the airflow around the car like a Formula 1 DRS system. Brakes? Carbon ceramic racing plus discs so powerful that even slowing down becomes a theater of performance. The interior is just as fascinating, though not for being plush and luxurious. Instead, it's all about focus. You step inside and find 2 lightweight fixed seats. The seat doesn't move, the pedals and steering wheel adjust to you. That's straight out of motorsport. The materials are a mix of Alcantara, leather, and exposed carbon fiber. The design is minimalist, with every button and dial exactly where it needs to be for performance driving. The digital cluster provides the essential data. And while there's infotainment and connectivity, it's clear McLaren doesn't want you distracted by touchscreens. This is about the driving, not Netflix. Comfort is limited, and that's by design. Yes, you'll get air conditioning, but forget about multi-zone climate control. Storage? A tiny front trunk, enough for maybe a backpack. This is not your grocery getter. It's a hypercar for the track, for the collection, and for the soul. Quick audience question. If you had the chance to daily drive the McLaren W1, would you actually do it despite its impracticality, or would you keep it locked away as an investment? Pricing and availability make the W1 even more mythical. Starting at around $2.1 million and with bespoke options easily pushing it to $2.6 million, it's reserved for the ultra elite. Only $399 will ever exist, and as mentioned earlier, they're all already accounted for. Deliveries begin in 2026, but let's be honest, even if you had the money today, you'd be years late to the party. That's how exclusive this car is. And the buzz doesn't stop there. McLaren announced the W1 as the flagship of its new hybrid era, with the MHP8 engine serving as the foundation for future models. Early testing has already shown it's faster than any McLaren that came before. Collectors are already putting it in the same conversation as Ferrari's F80, Bugatti's Tourbillon, and even Koenigsegg's Jesko. And to make ownership even more special, McLaren teamed up with Richard Mille to create a limited edition watch available only to W1 owners. Imagine pulling up in your W1, stepping out and flashing a Richard Mille watch designed to match your car. That's a flex even billionaires dream about. So let's wrap it up. The McLaren W1 is more than just a car. It's a vision of the future of hypercars. It's exclusive, it's radical, and it's the kind of machine that will be remembered for decades, much like the McLaren F1 is remembered today. It's not just fast, it's a statement. And here's a final question for you. If you had to choose between the McLaren W1 and any other hypercar of your choice, which one would you park in your dream garage? Thanks for sticking around through this deep dive into one of the most extreme machines ever built. If you enjoyed the ride, hit that like button, share this video with your fellow car lovers, and subscribe to Cars IQX because trust me, we've got even more hypercar legends coming your way. Until next time, keep dreaming big, keep chasing speed, and I'll catch you in the next video.